Hey guys, Tyler Harden here with another interview. This time I'm joined by three-star safety Shelton Fuller. He plays at Del Valle High School in El Paso, Texas, and he is committed to Utah. Shelton, how are we?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good. So, man, it's been one, good month for you, I'd say. Month of July started out with a bang committing to Utah. Just, man, how has your summer been overall? Just how have you been spending your time these days?
I say it's the busiest summer I ever had in my life, but I've definitely been enjoying it, taking all the visits, and just hopefully getting this work in with my team, getting ready for the season.
Yeah, now having you say the busiest summer of your life, of course, is that a good thing in your book, or is it kind of, man, like you're happy it's kind of lax now and just coasting into the season?
Oh no, it was the best busy of my life. I love taking those trips to places I've never been before, seeing what all the schools had to offer. So nah, it was definitely something I enjoyed for real.
Yeah, of course, Utah is always going to be a good trip, of course, enough to commit to that school. But what would you say was like the best kind of travel memory you have from this summer besides Utah?
Travel memory? Shoot. I can say going to Oregon also. My first
Yeah,
time there, it's beautiful over there. It was beautiful, man. I would say
yeah.
that's my greatest travel memory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good thing about recruitment, right? The one of the little perks you kind of get is you get to see some cool places along the
Mhm.
way. Obviously you can only choose one school in the end, but you're going to see some cool places. And it sounds like, regardless of you committing to Utah, going up to Oregon will be something you always remember. So that's always good, a good
Yeah, for
takeaway.
sure.
But let's talk about Utah, man. Obviously committed to them on July 1st. Just what made Utah the school for you?
What made Utah a school for me is obviously the visit. I went there, and really Utah for me, it was I didn't really like paying any attention to Utah because they was in Utah, and I had never been there before. So I was like, man, I don't know about this place. But then we went out there. I saw the city, met the more of a all the staff, met some of the players, and I was like, man, this is a place I could really see myself like thriving at. So I was like, he was like, yeah, ultimately that decision was just I went out there and then the visit just blew me away. So I was like, yeah, I gotta go here.
Yeah, what was kind of the big change, I guess you could say? Like you said, you went into the visit not really expecting like a whole lot, but then obviously coming around that you ended up committing to them. So they did something right. Just what was the big thing that really caught your eye at first on that visit?
Really, the biggest thing that caught my eye is Salt Lake. That's the biggest thing. Cause I'm telling you, like coming from Texas, never like before I had the offer, Utah was like a random state to me. I was like, I'm never going here. I'm never gonna be here. I'm never living here. But when I got out there, and I saw Salt Lake, and they was driving us around, I was like, man, like obviously you want to pick a place where you think you could do the best at football, but you also got to live there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I don't know if I could live here, just be in Utah. But then going to Salt Lake, I was like, man, this is a good city. I could live here for sure. I would say that's the biggest thing though, for sure.
Yeah, now talk to you about your relationship with the coaching staff. I mean, obviously Utah is a program that wins every year.
Mhm.
They're going to be one of the perennial powerhouses in the Big 12, especially this coming season. They're one of the favorites. Just how's your relationship with the coaching staff up there?
My relationship is great. I talk to them all the time. Earlier today, Coach Scally called me. He was even calling me while he was out on vacation. He talked to my parents. It was great from the start. He came out to El Paso to see me and my dad, talk to us, and went out there. That's when I ultimately met more other staff, and it was a family vibe. They like you could tell they've been working together for a long time, and so this is a it's like what all the staff is like a brotherhood over there. So I had a great relationship with all of them for sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the thing with them. They've been together for a long time. They know how to coach together. That's, why they've been so successful, right? So it definitely shows. And how about your relationship with the guys in your Utah class of 2025? I'm sure you've been hearing from those guys since you committed. Just how has it been hearing from those guys?
I do. I think I remember. I don't think I've talked to any of them yet, but we know of each other. We gave each other a few follows. When when I committed, I think JJ he was like one. I think he was like the second one to like it, and then I end up I seen they had another cornerback from Texas, so I gave him a follow. I was like, yeah, I'll probably be cool with him. You know, he's from Texas too. So I was like, oh yeah, I could. Yeah, this would be cool. And I actually seen the class. I was like, yeah, man, our class is gonna be really good, man. I don't think a lot of dudes recognize that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Jason Stokes, the other
Yeah,
Texas corner you're talking about. He's been on here before. Great kid. Now, yeah, I mean, Utah's really been kind of one of those under the radar recruiting really well schools, right? And it seems like, you're going to be getting to know those guys sooner or later. I mean, what has it been? 2 weeks. So, it's going to take time, obviously.
yeah.
So now it seems like, the class is building really, really strong, which is good for Utah. Now, besides Utah, of course, who did it really come down to in the end for you?
Oregon State in Utah. I was man, stressing. If anybody tell you they weren't stressing about this decision, they lying. I was losing my mind. Because Oregon State, it was my first official visit. So I didn't know how the first official visit was going. So I was like, they rolled out the red carpet. I was like, man, I'm going here. But then after I was like, hold on, let me see Utah first. Because there was only 2 schools I haven't been to yet. So I was like, okay, let me see Utah first. And I went there, I was like, oh, like, this is these two is like just neck and neck. And I'm talking just from that point on until July 1st, stressing. I am out of my mind, stressing bad. But yeah, Oregon State was the one. I'll tell you, if Utah was 100%, Oregon State was 98. You know what I'm saying? It was just like
Yeah,
that.
totally get it. Totally get it. Now, when it came down to the decision, it sounds like obviously it was really a stressful decision. What did it really come down to in the end between those two schools? Because it was neck and neck. I mean, what was really the deciding factor that sent Utah over the edge?
The deciding factor, it had nothing to do with football. I felt talking to both defensive coordinators. They was both the safeties coach. They both had their resumes. Best resume, I think, probably top in the game and all of college football. But I felt I was gonna get the same football at both schools. So it ultimately came down to like what school I wanted, like major and all that. And I want to go into the medical field, and Utah, they're known for like their hospital and stuff. So yeah, that's ultimately the decision I chose. Why I chose Utah.
Really interesting how it didn't even involve football. That just goes to show like
It didn't involve football. I think that's why I was stressing so much. Because
yeah,
I like the whole time I'm just trying to figure out like, and then my dad, like I talked to my dad, he was like, all right, now we got to think about some other factors other than football. And then that's what really woke me up. I was like, okay, he right. Let me start thinking about other stuff.
yeah, absolutely. It's the little things, right? Even though obviously education, academics is not little, it's something that you might think of as a secondary, but really to a lot of guys, it's a primary, and in your case, it was the deciding factor, it's the swing factor. So, no, that's huge. Now, to Utah fans who, might not know you yet, might not, know who you are, what you're all about, things like that. What's your message to Utah fans, just you as a player and as a person? What do you kind of have to tell them?
I got a good personality. Like I'm really energetic. I like to have fun, and yeah, I'm really outgoing.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Some energy on the field, things like that. Never a bad thing. Someone
Yeah,
to kind of just
after I make a play, you gonna hear me. I'm screaming, doing something. I'm doing something.
keeping the spirits alive, man, right? That definitely will be crucial, I'm sure, at some points throughout the season. But speaking of season, man, you got a senior season left to play at Del Valle this fall. Just has it hit you yet that like this is it, man? You got one more season left of high school football, and then it's on to Utah.
It hasn't hit me yet. It really hasn't. I've been telling my dad. I've been like, dang, dad, it hasn't hit me that I'm really a senior now, and I'm the oldest in the school. I'm the oldest on the team. You know what I'm saying? And this is my last time. August 12th, my last first practice in high school. A couple weeks later, my last first game. So it ain't hit me yet, but I'm excited though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure. And of course you play at Del Valle High School. Just what's it been like playing for that program and what kinds of things have you learned from them?
Del Valle is a great program. I think we're going like a 20 season streak of being in the playoffs. So we got that culture. I would say like Utah. I would say we've always had a winning season, so everybody knows this is what we expect. So going to Del Valle, it's definitely real. You go in, it's an expectation there, and you gotta keep up the expectation. So Del Valle has taught me a lot. That also it's taught me that everybody in the season, everybody like our expectations are super high, so we just gotta live up to it. So we gotta keep putting that work in. We gotta do more than everybody else, and so yeah, that's really what it taught me. And then I'm excited to go into my season. It's the last time playing with my guys. I lived in El Paso before because my parents in the Army before we left. So my teammates are some dudes I played with before, and we've been saying like we gonna go to Del Valle and we gonna win, and that's exactly what we've been doing. So that's why I'm excited. Last season with the boys, man.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously Del Valle is one of the kind of powerhouses of El Paso, West Texas, you can even say. So how does it feel playing for a program like that, like you said, you can kind of compare to Utah in a way? Just how does it feel playing for a program like that and, this season being a leader of a program like that?
I feel like it will prepare me more than going to other schools because we just win so much. Our games are packed. We're getting a lot of media attention. So our coach is like, yeah, you're gonna be ready for it, man. Just what comes with it. So I definitely say it's taught me a lot. Even with it just being high school, like I think our coach, our last time we went to some workout, our coach was like, hey man, we got like the number 2 offense in 5A. So yeah, keep working, man. Y'all gonna have to work totally hard. So man, it's taught me a lot playing for DV and us being one of the top schools in El Paso.
Yeah, and of course, we've kind of talked about it a little bit. You're going to be a leader, this season, being a senior, just naturally, your platform, whatever it may be. Just what are you looking forward to most about senior season coming up?
Going out there and just setting the expectation. Me, I'm ready. I'm ready every game. I don't I don't care who we play against. I'm ready. I'm going out there. Let's go, man. I'm gonna win this game. So I think setting the expectation, just everybody seeing me like have that energy. I think like they feed off of it too. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I know if I bring it every day, everybody else gonna bring it every day. So that's
Yeah,
one thing.
one of the guys that can kind of set the tone, like you kind of said with your energy. Of course, that's going to be a swing factor. I'm sure just your overall presence could be a swing factor as well, really sets the tone for everybody. So, no, that's big. So, obviously, what NFL or college safeties do you like watching or modeling your game around?
I like watching Jair Alexander. He I think he's top in the game, man. He got the confidence to go with it too. I remember watching some interview. Some reporter asked him, he's like, what receiver do you think like you can like match up with? He was like, man, first of all, I don't think nobody in the game can mess with me. He was like, if I get scored on or something, it was probably because of something I did. So just watching him and watching his film and then watching how he is, he's somebody I watch a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, man. Absolutely. So obviously, junior season recruitment all in the rearview mirror. All eyes are set on senior season nowadays. Just looking back on your whole career up to this point, how would you say it's all been for you so far?
Uh, I say all the stuff that I like that happened and all the stuff I've gone through, I'm glad it happened. It's taught me a lot coming up to senior season, being a freshman, being being a sophomore, first year on varsity, being one of the young ones, then having to look up to the older ones. So, and then junior year, we that was really my time to shine. So, I mean, everything building up to senior year. Now, I'm glad it happened. It's taught me a lot, and yeah, that's really all I can say about these past years before now.
Yeah, no, some good takeaways, absolutely, from your career, and here you are, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So now I have some like off the field fun questions just to kind of pick your brain there a little bit. So obviously tomorrow is a big day with college football 25 coming out, on Monday at the time of this recording, so it'll be tomorrow. Just, I'm going to paint a picture for you a little bit. Let's say you're in the game as a true freshman going into the game. I guess at that point it would be college football 26. Just
Mhm.
what would you put your overall rating at right out the gate as a
True
player?
freshman. All right. I'm gonna say my speed gotta be gotta be like a 90. Gotta be. I think my speed's still gonna be there. But overall, true freshman. I'm being totally real. I'm gonna give myself like a 76. I'm being totally real. I ain't trying to get 76. But that speed gonna be there though.
Yeah.
But if I'm being real, 76, because 80 is players in the game right now with 80s, and I ain't there yet. So I ain't getting myself too crazy. 76, but that speed gonna be there. That speed gonna be there though.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
can't
No.
disrespect me on the speed now. They can't do it. They better not disrespect me on the speed, man.
The speed will be there. Absolutely. Everything else, like you said, might take some time, just college experience, but the speed will always be there. Right.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
that they
definitely
better
feel
not disrespect me on the speed. That's the one thing I'm worried about. Overall, I don't know, but that speed better be there though.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Definitely feel that. Are you going to be playing it on Xbox, PlayStation? What's your kind of choice there?
Oh man, PS5 all day.
Okay.
Man, the family I'm in, full household. We Sony, we PS.
It's a PlayStation family. I get that. I get
PlayStation
that.
family.
Yeah, there you go. Now, who's the best player you'd say you've played with or against in your career so far?
The best player I play with, I would say my QB. He's right now he's a 4-star, Jake Fetty. He's the best player. But before I say he's the best player I play with, because before he had the offers, like I knew that like he was gonna be something. Like from the 8th grade, bro, like been dunking 7-on-7. He was in the 8th grade playing with us. We was playing in the 18U division, head topping everybody. So I would say he's the best player I play with for sure. Because the day I met him, I knew he was finna be something.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of just had that it factor to you type
Mm.
of thing. So, no, I get that. I get that. Favorite NFL team, if you got one.
Dolphins all the way. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. If
It's a
Tua
good
can
team
take
to
us there,
like. Good team to like nowadays. Is there a
if Tua
story
can
behind
take us
that?
there. Huh?
Is there a story behind that?
When I was younger, I guess, I don't know. I just like the colors, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like that's
And
the
then at that
case.
time, like we had like Jarvis Landry. So yeah, I was really a big fan of him. And then ever since then, it's Ryan Tannehill's days, Jarvis Landry. I was like, yeah, I'm a fan. So nah. I've been here since we've been building from ground up. So we here now, and I'm happy, man.
I feel like that's the case with like not like almost half Dolphins fans are like, oh, I only like them because of the uniforms. I like them because of the colors. I mean, yeah, you were young back then and kind of stuck
Yeah,
with
but
them, but I just think it's funny.
everybody now they ask me, I'll be like, no, I'm a Dolphins fan. They be like, you just like him because of Tyreek. I'll be like, bro, no, bro, no.
I mean, it's a valid answer. It's just kind of
It
funny.
definitely is a valid. It's a valid question,
Yeah,
but nah, man, that ain't the case with me, man. That ain't the
yeah.
case.
I get that. I get that 100%. Now, kind of bouncing off that a little bit. Favorite NFL player, if you got one.
Mm-mm. Oh no, that's a hard question. That's a hard question. Growing up, it was definitely Jarvis Landry though.
Yeah,
He was him and Odell with them one-handed catches. You know, they had the patch in the head, the blonde patch. Everybody wanted. I want to be just like him. I wanted to be just like him. Yep.
did you ever have the blonde patch or not?
Yep. Sure
You
did.
did?
I definitely went through that stage. Now I'm out here all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. One of my guys, I think a couple interviews ago, was actually saying the same thing. He was like, "Oh yeah, grew up with the blonde patch. Everything
Yep.
had the Odell haircut." I feel like that
Had
was
to.
kind of like a
I had the
generation.
mohawk and everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, definitely funny. Definitely funny. Now, if you had to give some advice to a kid that's trying to do the same thing as you, go to college and play football, what would you tell him?
Go to college and play football. The things I was telling him is you gotta be patient and you gotta get yourself out there, man. You gotta be patient. You gotta get yourself out there. I know, people saying also make connections too. It's a small world. You gotta make connections. You never know. You could meet like me. I met a one time I met a recruit and but like he was at the camp with me, but he was there because his dad was one of the coaches. And I ended up talking to him like at the camp some more. We got cool, and then I ended up balling at the camp, and he ended up telling his pops like, "Hey man, like yeah, this dude I'm at the camp, he's good. You should look at him." And I ended up like I ended up getting off from there, and so yeah, I could say I say be patient, get yourself out there and make some connections.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've kind of seen a lot of that. Just, I mean, obviously because of your personality, you're not afraid to kind of be outgoing and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, not all guys are going to be like that, right? But I'm
Yeah.
sure that's helped you out a ton. Just being yourself and being outspoken. You've probably met a lot of people just because you're probably not afraid to talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I can make friends, I can make conversation, I can go up to people. That's it. And one more thing I do gotta say is don't like pay attention to Twitter. Because when I was first started, I tell you, I was on Twitter seeing everybody else getting offers. Man, I was hot, but you can't pay attention to that. Everybody's journey is different. You can't pay attention to that at all. That's human nature. That's one thing. You just always worrying about, other people. You just can't worry about that at all, man. You just gotta be
Yeah,
patient, do your own thing, and it's all gonna come.
definitely feel that. Definitely feel that 100%. And what's your favorite football memory that you've had so far in your career?
I guess I get my first offer. It's not really like, I guess it's football related because obviously I got offered football. It wasn't like I was in class. I was in class when I got back of the class. They said, I started jumping up and down. My homie got the video recording. Man, best moment in my life, I swear.
They like told you like while you were in, they didn't like call you down to an
Or they was
office.
like, he was like, it was UTSA and they're like the running back center. He was like, call me when you get 5. But like before that, he had just been like text me, and I knew like dudes be getting out from calls. So I'm like, I'm in like the class before I go to my next class. He's like, call me when you get 5, and I'm like, this dude like gonna offer me right now? And then I'm like, 5 minutes, but I'm in school. I'm like, oh no, I'm not waiting until I get out of school. That's hours. I'm not waiting. So as soon as I sat down in my class, I called him up and he told me I was in the back of that class, running, jumping in front of everybody. Everybody did not know what was going on, but I'm just in the back of the class, running, jumping around, just happy as I don't know what.
Everyone was probably like, "What the heck is he doing?"
Yeah, my teacher even came back. He came to the base, like, what's going on? My homie told him, like, he was like, oh, okay, okay.
All right, we're good. So yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. It's a really cool
Yeah.
story. But yeah, dude, that's all the questions I got for you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this interview.
Yes, sir. Hey, anytime, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you hopping on tonight. Definitely keep in touch, and best of luck the rest of the summer and the rest of the off season.
Yes, sir. You have a good